a bunch of water changes. I got to get the all these guys changed in this room. So I'm doing all of these tonight. And then I've also got the ones across from us here. We're doing the remnants of the big boy room. So that is what we are working on at the moment. Anyway, guys, figured I'd go live. Haven't waited for a while, so I figured I'd kill two birds with one stone and get some live going for you all. I got to get this one down just a little bit further. There we go. Like I said, I figured I'd hang out with you all today while I'm doing me water changes. Let me get this turned around. And there we go. All right. Wait for some of you to show up in here. I didn't pre-drop the stream, so it's going to take a minute for y'all to see I'm going, I'm sure. Hopefully y'all are doing well. Danny and I are doing great. Windows are going to get put in on the 14th, which means we're going to be able to finish everything that we wanted to get done. And I should have all that done, I would think, before Findig, which I leave for that. And how's it going, Jim's Fish? Peace, welcome. How you doing? Figure I'd do a midday water change stream for a change. Haven't streamed in a while. This is what we're doing, Jim. Just getting all these done today. And then I've got some across over here that we're doing as well. We are in the middle of a project. We're getting everything torn down. We're going to be getting new windows put in, and then we're going to be redoing the Daniken house. So we're getting excited about that. Kind of give you an idea what everything's going to look like in the showroom once we're done. But we already got these two 135 set. We did that a couple weekends ago with Ian Atkins Nature Aquariums, and Sue Moore Guppies came over and got that done. These two tanks will end up back in those rooms that we just came from. And I've got a 180 that's going to go up on here. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with these two bottom areas yet. And then we got our 300 here. Then I got another stand just like this one that's going to go right here. And that's going to be another dual 135. So it's going to be a cool little project once we get done. And then we're also going to be tearing down everything but the 240 in this room. 240 stand, but this is my wife's old craft room. And this tank will probably stay for now in that tank. But this whole center row of tanks is going to end up in the back here too. So anyway, we've got a lot going on. We're getting closer though. Starting to feel good. I mean, it's hard to believe, guys. Less than 3 years ago, this was a complete rack room, and this room made me a lot of money over the years. Kind of breaks my heart not seeing all my live barriers everywhere in here, but this is going to be the new Pleco room is what this is going to be when we're done. We still got to get some stuff to get this stuff off the ground before we lay our next flooring. This is almost, it's kind of sticky surface. It's the glue basically from the sticky tiles that's on here. So Danny and I are going to probably be spending the rest of the month on this floor. Then we got to paint all these windows or doors. We're going to paint the ceiling. Then once they get done with this window, then we're going to redo all the trim around the windows. Then get the dehumidifiers going in here, and we'll be good, man. We'll be ready to rock and roll. All right. So anyway, that's what we got going on. Oh, I got to change this around real quick. The 135 gallon that I use the hose for, it goes very quickly. If you got big tanks, highly recommend going to someplace and getting a hold of one of these ginormous hoses. Makes things go a little smoother for you. I'm going to actually, this is my beloved convict tank, not. I was nice enough when I was the president of Guppus. There was a young lad that was there with his first BAP ever, and nobody was bidding on them, so I felt bad for them. And like an idiot, I bid on some convicts. Well, you guys know the rest of that story. Convicts are very well known for reproduction. So out of those 5, I've now turned into probably close to 50 to 60 of them in here at this point. But what do, man? It's just fish. I actually have always liked the convicts, so I don't mind having them. Danny, of course, it's another story. She does not like them. She wishes I never would have bid on them. But these guys are going to get a new tank. This tank is going to be most likely the banded gudgeons, or it might be the clown loaches. Try to get. It's one thing I love about this hose is it sucks the detritus like you wouldn't believe out of here. Sucks it out of there pretty quick. This tank's so bad, man. I've been so busy with other things, with my work mostly, I haven't had a chance to get these guys done in a while, so I'm feeling pretty fish dad guilty right now. I gotta unplug their filter now. Which you just did. Come on, light, what the hell? Okay. I'm gonna let that one go for a bit. Anyway. So that's pretty much what me and Danny been up to, is just getting stuff ready. Being a Saturday, I don't imagine a lot of people will come in here today. Most of you are probably out enjoying. Hopefully some of you are fishing or doing something fun. But I figured y'all could keep me company while I'm doing this. Look at the green water in that tank behind me over there. I got 2 of them that are starting to get the green water. Although I don't mind it in my breeding tanks. What's up, Skip? You're doing water changes too? I've been needing to do it for a while. I'll tell you guys one thing I've figured out too is these baby super reds are not the smartest fish in the world. I keep having to keep an eye on that they're not getting sucked up in the intake here and getting sent out to the yard. They're definitely not the smartest hombres in the world. Then the other thing I'll be working on while we're doing this is I've also got to get all the rest of those shrimp out of that tank right there. I'll be doing that while we're doing this. And then I've got to transfer the Schubel green guppies that I've got left into another tank. And then I've got a tank of mutt guppies that I'll be most likely introducing to the Brycons tonight. Brycons will be happy, the guppies most likely not so happy. But unfortunately, occasionally you have to do that. Danny and I are getting a bunch of stuff done. That's good. I got about 3. The windows will get put in on the 14th, which is a Saturday, so I'll have all day, or excuse me, that's a Monday. So as soon as they are done, every night I plan to work on a different room, getting it done and getting it reset. It's going to be starting with that pleco room. And then this room I'm currently sitting in will be the other fish room. So we're going to have quite a bit of stuff going on here. We got so many super red babies right now. Itsy bitsy babies too, and there's like 3 different generations going in here now, 4 generations. Look at how small those guys are. Itty bitties. We got so many of them. I'm having to do this tank like every 2 days, 3 days now. That's pretty much all my bristlenose tanks are really getting nailed. But what do you do, right? I better check out. I keep forgetting that other tank goes pretty quick. And then the other one, I got to concentrate on this one because I got to get all the shells out of there. Because all these shellies are going to probably be moving out this next week. So I got to get all the shells out of there today. I'll leave the rock in for little babies to have a place to hide under. But all of those guys are gone. They're going to be going to a new home. And then these 255s will be dedicated to plecos, and every tank in here is basically going to be plecos. And then I'm going to be bringing down another 75 gallon to sit side by this other 75. And that is going to be the permanent home for my L82. So kind of feels good seeing things starting to kind of take shape finally. We've been talking about it for years. And we're starting to finally get some action where some stuff's going to get done for a change. We still got to paint everything black yet before we reset it up. And then there's a couple of tanks that need to have their backs repainted. We wanted to paint everything blue so it all coincides with each other and looks good. But it does feel good getting close to the end here. Once all this is done, then we can concentrate on other things like we got a kitchen to put in, we got bathrooms to redo. So we're going to just slowly take a section each year and get it knocked out. We're hoping in the next 4 years or so we'll have everything dialed in exactly the way we want it. But just in time we'll probably be ready to sell the place, right? And Danny and I'm for sure going to be there. I don't know if Danny's going to go or not yet because we're got a lot of other stuff going on. But I'm definitely going to be at Findig in about 3 weeks. I'm looking forward to that. It's the first time I've went, and it's about an 8.5 hour, 9 hour drive from my house here, so it's not too bad. I'm actually going to take Friday and Monday off work, so I'm going to take Friday, figure out just sleep in, get up, and just casually go down south there, and then spend Friday, Saturday, and then I'll probably come home Sunday. I'm taking Monday off so I can recoup, obviously, and then also that will allow me any fish I might buy or anything like that to make sure I got everything set up for those. Man, our little RV lines look like they've been being busy again. See how many babies we got up in here this week. We'll take a look under the logs. Oh, there's one. Ain't he cute? There's another one. Man, they're getting big now. They're almost adult size. Ain't he pretty? There's another little guy right there hanging on the other backside of the log. They like the wood, man. There he is. Pretty. These guys are almost adults though, so I need to get these probably sold. I'm probably going to drop the price on them on the website. And I'm telling you guys, if you want a cool fish, these are the L236 RB lines. And these actually will spit super yellows and super whites as well when you get them breeding, which is nice if you want something different. All right, let's get that. Look at that. That one is so pretty. All right, guys, I need to go. That's the only problem is when I'm streaming and I'm trying to do 2 rooms at once, I got to be paying attention. think I'm actually going to get the water going in this other room. That's the only bad thing about this room. I can't use my bigger hoses because there's so many baby plecos. And I got to sit here and keep an eye on them while I'm doing it because these, like I said, these plecos are not the smartest creatures in the world. I'm going to end up, once I get these things permanently set, I'm probably going to end up getting each of these pleco tanks a canister because I just think it helps a lot with the detritus. How you doing, Ben? Good to see you. Just doing some water changes, Bubba. Figured I'd give you guys some updates. We're getting close to having everything done here. Well, not close, but I mean we're making ground. All we're waiting on now are the windows, which we finally got a date. They're going to get put in on April 14th. So that week of the 14th, once the windows are in, we will start the reassembly of the fish house. We cannot wait. Everything will get dialed in. We're going to take our time at it, though. We want to make sure we dial each room in the way we want it to be permanently set. And then we're doing more of a fish room flooring and stuff. We're not going to do any fancy flooring for now. We've dumped enough water on these floors to know it's no sense spending a bunch of money on extravagant wood floors for now. We'll wait until we're ready to move out, then I'll just refloor the entire lower level. But we are going to paint them and make them look nice, at least. Just so there ain't no sense. Dennis Christensen, how are you, sir? Good to see you. So I'll probably be streaming for a while tonight, guys, while I'm doing this. It's probably going to take a good 3 to 4 hours. Man. Take me a good 3 to 4 hours anyway, I'm guessing. Oh, come on, dudes. This is what I'm talking about, guys. These guys are the dumbest fish breed alive. See that? Stupid asses are in the intake again. I gotta get them out. Get out. There you go. There. You ain't the sharpest tools in the shed, are you? What? Alright. Turn you guys here because I gotta do the water again. And this, as far as I'm concerned, is the most important part of being at breeding plecos. If you want to get any kind of consistent breeding out of plecos, you gotta keep the water changed, man. Every couple of days, 3-4 days. We got just about everybody breeding now. We still haven't got anything out of our 397 jetter or our our L82s. But the L82s, I think, aren't going to breed right now. I don't think we have the right caves in there. I did add a couple of larger caves, so I'm hoping a couple of them get the idea. And then Danny's going to make me some more bigger ones for my L82s. But they're definitely should be at the age where they should be ready to start breeding now. So I'm going to start concentrating on them. They'll probably get just strictly bloodworm brine, and then maybe a good quality, high quality pellet until I start seeing babies. Just get them going really good, get them nice and fat. And then the 397s, they might actually be starting to breed. I wouldn't know because I haven't seen the fish in like 8 months because of this green water. That's one of the things we're hoping when we get everything done and changed over. This particular room gets a lot of sun throughout the day. So I think that's what's been causing the green water in those two tanks because they get direct sunlight from the window open over here. Although I talked to Dean, Breeder Dean that's friends with Corey from Aquarium Co-op, and he was telling me that his 397s and whatnot have actually done better in the green water. I don't know, man. I don't want to take the chance. I want to be able to see them. All right, guys, I think we'll switch over to this room because this tank does take longer to fill and all that, or drain, I should say. Let's get this down so it's in the water again. I want to make sure they don't run out of air because there's too many plecos in there. And what we'll do is we'll switch up into this room. I'll turn the light on so you can see me. Let's see, where can we find a good spot for you all? Let's try there for now. All right, I'm going to get my sponges, start wiping these all down and get them. Then I've got to get this tank completely drained. And I got to get probably 100 fry out of there. That's one of my goals tonight, is to get that drained, because this window that you guys are leaning on is one of the ones getting replaced. So I got to get all this out of the way here. Never ends, man. But that's fish keeping. If you're going to be a fish keeper, you're going to have shit that needs to be done. That is for sure. And Danny and I are going to be going back to normal streaming. Probably, I would guess, if I were a bet man, sometime in June or July, we'll start doing more of a regular schedule once we get all these projects done. And that's the main reason why we stopped streaming, because we have so much. I mean, on the weekend, we pretty much are busy every weekend to the tilt. What's up, Jake? Good to see you. What's up, Steve? And while you're there, Steve, I'm going to check something. Let me go to your channel real quick. Huh. They're not cut off, bro. They're regular jean shorts. They're not cut off jeans. Silly. They were built this way. Not seeing my razor blades, man. All right, guys. Where can I find a spot for you now? There you go. Anyway, that's while I'm doing my maintenance. As soon as I get this one's front glass clean, we'll get it filling and I'll work on the other two. When I'm really in a hurry, I don't bother with the glass. I'll come back and do it another day. But being that I got some time today, I would like to spend some time and get the glass looking good. Once we're putting the tanks back for good, when we're doing that, I'm really going to take the time to get everything perfectly clean again. We'll also be rescaping as we're going. So we're actually getting excited to get some stuff done. Uh-oh, is the Kraken coming out again? All right, let me get these britches pulled up. Well, you should have said that, Steve Hobda. I didn't know my butt crack was hanging out. That is one of the fine things of being a 57-year-old man. No matter what pair of pants you're in, they always seem to release the Kraken. So there you go. You get some free porn while watching my show today. Not that it's the type of porn you'd want to see. All right. Get this hose out of here because I don't use that for any of the smaller tanks. Let's get the other one going. So one thing about Danny and I's house, we got the draining and filling and all that down to a science. We don't use buckets anymore, but we do not use any kind of auto water changing system either. We just pretty much Python it with everything. We got 3 or 4 hoses we use for draining, and then we've got couple different hoses that we use for filling. As many tanks as we're used to doing, we have to make sure that we give ourselves time. Oh. Over there, I've got this screen door. Go up there and say hello. Come on.
Okay, what are you talking about?
Say hello to them. They're right here.
Hello. Getting ready to go.
I know you are. Anyway, I figured I'd have them with me. It'll make it go quicker.
All right.
You know anything about hang on the back wares and how they work? Well, Steve, if you want a ginormous sump, I'll show you what I got. I'm going to be getting rid of this thing. I have no use for it. I already tried to offer it to somebody else. They didn't want it. So if you're thinking about getting into a sump, I've got this bad boy back here. I don't know how many gallons it is, but it takes up a full 6-foot table. You would have to re-gut it and stuff, but it's already pretty much set up. Just need to get the gunk out of it. It's just been sitting back here for a few years. I was going to use this for our 300 sump. I might still, but that's what that was originally, is for the 300. I don't like sumps. Never have. I don't think I ever will.
Jen?
Yeah.
Why is the water running like that?
Because I was going to get the other tank going. You could have helped the guy out. He's always got something to say. Always got something to say. No matter what I'm doing in life, it ain't right. But that's why she keeps me honest. All right, guys. In this tank, I couldn't put the FX6s on those 135s because there isn't enough room out there. So these all these FX6s I've got, I'm probably going to use for these tanks and the 180 when I get it set up. We'll find use for them. It just irks me that it's... this is what gets my shoulder right here, is digging into these tanks. I'm just giving them a decent little rub down, and then we'll go from there. This convict tank is horrible, man. I swear to God, I don't know what they do in this thing. There is so much algae and yeah, I'm gonna have to get a razor blade on this, I think. That's what we'll do, is get a nice razor blade, get all this off. These sponges will do it, but I don't feel like sitting there scrubbing for 3 hours when a razor blade will knock it out in about 2 seconds. I'm gonna find a razor blade now. Got your bestie friend, nice big wide razor blade. Makes your life so much easier. In a perfect world, I would have had this done already. So that way when I'm draining, it's taking all the algae with it. But I wasn't quite with it today. Imagine that, me not being exactly par. Maybe while I'm down here today, I'll find the pair of glasses I've been missing for 3 months. I'm almost positive I set them down here at some point while I was doing the tanks, and I believe they got misplaced. So I'll actually have to take a break when I'm done with these 3 tanks, because they usually most likely will drain all the hot water. Yeah, this tank's going to take a lot of maintenance when it comes time. Gotta love this fucking tank. Man. Alright guys, now these are filling. Go and check on this side. Still got a ways to go there. It's the only thing that sucks about the Pleco's hose is it takes forever to drain. Alright, got all that done. We'll take a couple shots of our Sunkist. A little later tonight, I might have to pour a little additive into there. How you doing there, Rachel? Who else came in here since the last check? Let me run through and say hellos. Jim's Fish was first in tonight. Then we had Skippers. Ben Sharp with Lake Missoula Aquatics and Plants. Then we got good old Dennis Christensen. And we got HHD, Mr. Jake. We got Steve with Havda Aquatics. John McKenzie, I haven't seen you in one of my streams in a while, buddy. How are you? Good to see you, man. Miss Holtz, hello, beautiful. Look forward to seeing you guys next Sunday. Yes, the cracking happens. That's right, Ben. Swamp Beast, hello. Dave's Aquariums thoughts. Good to see you, Dave. Haven't seen Miss Steph. I feel honored now. I got Aquarium Life in here. What's going on? Then there's Rachel with Boots and Cats. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Sorry we haven't streamed in a while. We've had a few major things going on with the kids. We had our grandbabies. Then we've had other friends from out of town in, so we've been pretty busy. I've got to actually, this tank over here, I've got to work on. I don't know if I'm going to play with that today or tomorrow. I'm going to at least change the water so the water's nice and clear. But I got to get all the shells out of there and make sure all the fish are out of the shells. Because Monday, all these guys are going bye-bye. And I don't even know how many are in here anymore, but I'm selling them to the guys if it's 20. I'm sure he's going to end up with more than that because I can already see about 20 fry in there. He's getting himself a pretty square deal, I think. I'm pretty sure he's going to be stoked. I would be if I was getting that. It's just part of the painful downsizing that we're having to do. But when we're done, we'll be on pace to do what we set out to do. We'll have tons of pleco water. So we'll be having lots of pleco breeding operation going. And then we will have some glorious personal tanks set up. What I'm really excited about are my Insane Clown Posse will be getting a major upgrade. They will be going from their 110 to a 180. I've had that tank sitting out in the garage. I've got an acrylic 180 and an acrylic 125, I think it is. Both of those tanks will be coming in once everything's done here. And then I think we're going to have to buy like 340 gallons to finish off what we're going to be doing. It's either that or we just run with the 30 longs, but I think I would rather get the 40 so everything matches. Although I do have these two larger, I think they're 60 gallon bow fronts or 50 gallon bow fronts, I think they are. So I've got two of those. I might just keep those two, flip them backwards, and I can use those for shrimp or a couple other things. We'll take an inventory of what we got left. I did manage to get rid of all the little crayfish I had. I found out they weren't legal in Oregon, so I fed those all to my cichlids. That kind of broke my heart too. We had those for a while, but one thing about Danny and I, we try to do things by the book. We try to make sure we're staying within guidelines of everything. I probably should be grabbing some of these super reds and taking them out and putting them in the grow out tank out there. Although I think they're better off in the 75 as far as growing out purposes. I am gonna have to hook up a couple more sponge filters in here though. Danny did buy me some new two-place pumps. I've got plenty of sponge filters, so I think that's what I'll end up doing with them for now. I just don't want to do too much to it because literally everything in this room is going to be broke down and taken out of here into another room. So it doesn't really matter what I do. It's just going to be a temporary fix anyway because they're all going to have to be moved. Man, I'll tell you guys what, if anybody's wanting super reds, I have got the brightest reddish super reds you have ever seen in your life. They got good color on them. But look at all these babies, man. And this is just one corner of the tank. I mean, this whole tank is like that, full of them. I haven't put these on the website yet. I'm going to be soon. I've just been busy with other things. I do have a few things on the website, but once that's the other thing I plan to have accomplished by the time May is over, to have everything we have available currently on the website. Because I do have quite a more other shrimp available now too. We've got our Bloody Marys, we've got Blue Diamonds, Blue Dreams, Blue Sapphires. I still have a small amount of Black Rose left. That's a colony that we will actually not be keeping though. I don't think I'm ready to start releasing any of my Fire Red Cherries yet. I want to let those build up a little more, but it is good to see everything finally taking shape. It'll be nice once we get paint up, new paint on the ceilings, get all the walls painted, floors done. It's going to be nice when it's done. And then after that, like I said, we're going to slowly start rebuilding the rest of the things we want to get done, like the kitchen and that 3 bathrooms we want to redo from complete gut jobs and redo the bathrooms. But the good news is there's a very good chance that we will have everything done in time for Fishtoberfest this year. So, and as you guys can see, I've been letting my hair grow out. Danny says, why don't you let it grow out now? You're not in the car business, you're working from home. I've never got to see you with longer hair. So I'm going to let it grow for a bit just to keep her mind. I know what my hair is going to do. I had it long when I was a kid. I just look like a white guy with an afro is what my hair turns into. I don't know where I inherited my curly locks from, but I definitely get curls when I let my hair grow out. All right. 2 drain. 4 more to go. Uh-oh, this tank is chilly. I better get my, I'm gonna have to get my heater gun and check and see what's going on in here. It's the only thing that sucks when you have green water too. You have no way to see where all your detritus is built up. So I have to sit here and just blindly go around the edges where I normally know where it hangs out in most tanks and hope that I'm right. I'm really going to take this one down probably 75 to 80%, just so I can hopefully get this green water start clearing off a little bit. I suppose I could just not run the lights for a while and that would do it. Neither one of these tanks has much as far as plant life in it, so it's not like they're going to care. All right, look at that turn. So there you go. Oh, Adele's in here. Hello, Miss Adele. How are you, my dear? If you're just coming in to chat, I'll come back there eventually and say hello. Right now I'm getting this done. Oh, crap. Well, I'm glad I went in there. I had forgotten to disconnect the heaters. They were out of the water too, so that was good. I went in there. Imagine that, a Kensington. So anyway, guys, long story short, we will be having lots of good content coming. As I get each room redone, I'll do fish room tours for you all and show you what we got going on. And like I said, we do plan to start. I don't know if we'll ever go back to once a week. It might happen, but definitely twice a month is going to be coming soon. We'll probably do it our same normal times, 6 p.m. on Sunday evenings. And then there might be some pop-up streams from the boat on Saturdays and Sundays as well. If you're into fishing and boating, that's something you can look forward to too, because we do that quite often in the summertime. You can watch the old Kenster run over buoys, navigational buoys, and land on islands and all kinds of cool stuff. Watch me run into barges. It's always fun. Well, being that Steph is here, I think I'll show you guys. Wait till you see this stuff. We got so many freaking super white babies now. Lift up these logs. These are 2 other tanks I'm going to be doing tonight. I got to do these things every 3 days, but here you go, Steph. Let's see how many of them we can see today. Look at a cute little. Where'd he go? Ouch! They like to hang in there. There's a little bitty one way up. Oh, he just ran down over there. There's a tiny one. Aren't they cute? Look at them. Put him back down, and there's always a bunch under this log too. See them all? Ain't that cool and fun? Try not to bother them as much as possible. There's another new guy. 2 of them. 3 of them. These are the other batch. These were from the last batch. So there's another little guy hanging on the other side. Now that one was from like 4 batches ago. So we're starting to get a buildup of super white babies finally. That's good. Got a couple of swaps coming up. So that will be a good time. Griffin. Man, all my old school folk are coming in now. Good to see you, buddy. Haven't seen you in ever. Hopefully you're safe. I saw Alabama got hammered by them storms. Who else came in? I hate people. That's no good. I guess I missed it there, Rachel. Anytime in an ER is not good. You should get off the energy drinks anyway. They're bad for you. I got off them about a year ago, and I feel so much better since I have. Well, Dave, I wish that it would actually last for you. Green water, every time we've ever tried to ship it, never seems to make it as green water by the time it gets to you. I was thinking about getting a culture and throwing, but I'm pretty sure they're not gonna last very long, because I think the plecos will munch them down. But we're getting a lot done. That's what's important, is a lot of good things are getting done. Yeah, the more I look at the way things are going right now, I don't think I'm going to get to crushing those shells up. It's probably going to be a tomorrow project. And I'll give them another good water change again. 2 water changes, 2 days in a row, and that way the water's good and clean for them shipping. Man, I'll tell you what, there is probably as many fry as there are adults in there. And we had just gotten rid of like 100 of these things between the swap and a couple of the local fish stores. And I think when I had gotten rid of them all, I thought I was down to like 7 or 8. Apparently I was wrong. It looks like I've got closer to 20 adults, and now they've reproduced it. I got a bunch of fry in here again. Shoot. I don't care. All of them are gone. I wonder what ingredient in that energy drink you're allergic to, Rachel. Yeah, I knew they were all going to that. Is it the Quad City this weekend? Fish swap. You guys in the Midwest are so freaking lucky, man. You guys could be at a swap every weekend if you wanted to be. I know you're in Kentucky, Griffin. That's why I'm asking you. I was worried about you with those storms. Oh, Kentucky, you're right, it was Alabama. Duh! Sorry, buddy. It's Susan that's in Alabama, that's right. Fish Fam Moms in Alabama. Oh, we gotta check that other tank again. That's what's nice when you got big boy tanks filling it. You don't have to stress as much. It takes them a while. First tank's about full, and I went and turned that heater back on, and the light's not coming on, so I think I fried that heater from leaving it unplugged, which really sucks. So Dave, are you going to be going down to Findig? I will for sure be there, and Danny, if everything goes well, will be with me, but it just depends. We have a bunch of stuff to get done around here. Then, of course, we're going to the Clash this year because some good friends of ours are going to be getting hitched. So we'll be at that as well. I've already got my tickets purchased for the plane now. I've got my rental car. I've got the tickets for the Clash, and then I've also got the hotel booked. And I've got my tux purchased. I'm picking mine up before the event. I'm just going to pack it in my stuff. Then I'll have to repack it when we come back and take that to them on Monday. Yeah, I've got man, there's a lot of babies in here. I hate shipping fried. Hate shipping fried. It's never good to ship fried. So I'm going to have to think on that one. I'm sure they'll be fine. It's going to California, but some of these fry are really small. These son of a guns, I think they've bred 3 or 4 times in here, the jerks. Ugh. Yeah, I won't go to the Aquashellas anymore at all. I don't appreciate what they did to Ed and Carrie with Science Gal Aquatics, so I just simply won't go there anymore. Out of respect for my buddies, you don't mess with my friends. That's the way I look at it. So I will not participate in their events ever again. I keep praying one of these times when I'm cleaning this 397, when I'm moving things around, that I see itsy bitties, but I haven't been lucky yet. I'm sure it's coming though. They're at the right age now where I should start seeing some breeding out of these guys too soon. One of my new lines will be coming from Miss Steph. I won't tell you what. Lisa, NJ, how you doing, sister? Hopefully you're feeling well today. Good to see you. Yeah, I remember your white Dodge, Griff. Good deal. Keep fighting, Lisa. Lisa, did we get you to your goal? If not, you're a mod. Go ahead and post your link to your GoFundMe to help you with that cancer treatments and stuff. I would do it, but my hands are wet. Or if there's anybody in the chat that has access to Lisa's GoFundMe page, please post it. Our girl could use some help with some bills. She cannot work at the moment because of the cancer treatments, and she hasn't had the ability to get any kind of disability from the state yet. So try to help her out and get her some love until she gets those things. I should be getting all this duckweed out, but I'm not I'm not worrying about that today because I know I'm going to be taking all these tanks completely down and I'll get them all perfect when that happens. Oh, shoot! Woo-hoo! Boy, guys, we were so stinking close. Had about a half an inch to spare here. These little guys are growing up nice too. I don't know if you guys remember, but when the Frontosa tank had that issue, we dumped a female in here and she spit a bunch of her babies. So these babies are growing out nice. They're hanging out well. Got them in there, and then I've got a bunch of multifasciatus, multicatapatatus, something like that. Cockatoo cats is what I call them. All right, Insane Clown Posse's fixing to be in. Cannot wait till these guys get an upgrade though. I mean, some of these guys are getting a little over 12 inches long now. Now I did get this guy. Y'all haven't seen him much. I got this from a guy that's local here, Matt Main. I've gotten a lot of cool fish from him. And he just donates them to me because they get a little too big for his tanks and he knows I'll take care of them, so he hooks me up. Now he's got a Vieja Argentinus and what the hell did he call that thing? A Lancer cat. And there was one other fish. What the heck was the other fish? Oh, a pike cichlid that I'll be taking over. I told him he has to give me a chance to get the rest of the fish house set up, and I'd be more than glad to take them off his hands then. I've got room right now, but I just don't want to take any fish or buy any fish right now because literally everything in the house is going to get flipped. Everything is going to get moved except for the exception of upstairs. There's probably not going to be much movement around up there, but, well, I shouldn't say that. Yeah, there is. Danielle's office is going to be completely changed over, so all the 55s that are in there currently will be coming down here. We got 4 55s in her office. Then she's going to be setting up the 125 tall in there. We're going to be putting discus in that. And then we're going to be setting up the 2 paludariums in her office. And then she's got 2 AGA garden cubes, brand new, that we've had for years that she's never set up, that we're going to get set up probably with some nice lines of shrimp in those. Or we might make one of those tanks fill it with some of our Sewaster tang, and maybe take a couple of our Tetra lines and let them go in there for a week or two and maybe grow out some Tetras and have some Tetras available for the website too. We're really trying not to breed too many other things at the moment. These plecos keep us quite busy, but we do get random readings all the time of different stuff. So it's one unique thing about our website. Everything you're going to see on that website, we have personally bred to the most part. Now, I do have my wholesaler's license down the road. Once I'm not doing my job thing anymore, I probably will start bringing imports in. But I will quarantine the crap out of them for at least a few weeks to make sure that they're good, healthy fish before I turn them loose. And I'm not even 100% sure if I'll ever do that. I don't know if I ever want to work that hard. That's one thing about my wife and I, we really aren't into working very hard anymore. Getting up there in age, and it seems like every little thing we do, we feel. If you can relate. Hey, Seville Steve, welcome. Good to see you. Seeing all my good people now. But we are going to start coming back slowly but surely, guys. We'll be back to normal. We just wanted to get all these projects done. And once we're done, it's going to be amazing. Can't wait. I gotta keep an eye on that heater in there and see if that actually brings the water. Probably gonna have to, I might, you know what, I'm not even gonna mess with it. I'm just gonna go and get another heater and get it going in there. I must have just took it a minute. It's actually warm. I didn't break the heater, luckily. It's cranking heat. Oh, we'll be back, Rachel. Like I said, between Danny's cancer, I've got issues now myself, and just trying to keep up with everything. We plan to start streaming again soon. But trust when we tell you we've been busy. We're making good use of the time we're not streaming. Pretty soon, Rachel, you'll be able to come over and hang out with the Danikins anytime you want. We'll have the whole place done. You'll be able to come over, chill out, have a brewski or whatever with us, and relax. One of the things I'm going to be doing in the showroom out there is I will have my desk set up in front of the 180, and then on the back side of the desk, I'm going to put a couch where you can actually view the 300. My office is, I shouldn't say the studio is going to be pretty cool when we're done. When we do decide to start going back to streaming, I will probably bite the bullet and see what kind of deal I can negotiate with StreamYard. I miss all my gadgetry that I used to have on StreamYard. I don't have it anymore and I'm not digging it. YouTube's fine and all, but I think I would be better served if I was able to have my little... The only thing I gained on this other way is that I can use my one system, but I can use that on StreamYard too, so... All right. I think I'm going to go a little more on this one. I prefer, at least on these last two takes, I can just come over here and I can see what's going on. So tomorrow's probably going to be get these guys dialed in, get all these shrimp caught, get all the guppies that are in that other tank cold, and then get all my Schubel green babies that I have. I had given all of them away to a friend of mine that is into guppies, but unfortunately a female got left behind, and she was a very large female. Yeah, luckily, Steve, I've never gotten COPD but I'm sure it's coming, man. I smoked for 35 plus years. Sorry to hear that, bro. COPD is not fun. Hopefully you're not still smoking, man. Give that stuff up. But the good news is with COPD nowadays, they've got enough medicine and stuff out there where it's still not going to be fun for you, but it won't be as bad as it was 20 years ago, that's for sure. I got to get out there and see you one of these days, Steve. We'll probably have to make that happen soon, too. You told me you were dialing your fish room in, though, so I'm kind of waiting. So that way when I do come, I can shoot your whole fish room for you. Get you some exposure. As a matter of fact, if one of my mods could drop the link to Havda's channel, that would be amazing. He's just getting started out, guys. If you would, go over there and show him some love. See if we can't get that boy over 100 today. And he is starting to get some videos out and whatnot. And he's got a lot of stuff he's going to be doing with this fish room, so he would be a good view for folks that are liking that building of a fish room type content, because that's what he will be doing. He's setting up his fish room, and he's got a bunch of tanks up already. He lives he's pretty close to me. He's about the way I drive, I could probably be to Steve in about an hour. Hour to an hour and a half. Depending on traffic, that's the key in Oregon, is traffic controls everything. Now I will, since I'm taking this down a ways, we'll see if we can get one of these guys in my hand and I can show it to you. See if there's one in here. There's what they look like. That is a 3-9. Whoop. Yeah, he fell out. Damn it. Anyway, try it again. I hate messing with them when they're in their caves, though, because you never know if they got eggs in there. They're all caved up, though. There's the tail of one. See if we can get him to come out where I can. It's one thing about plecos, guys. You would think they would just slide out of them caves, but they don't. All right, we're going to leave that alone because I don't like the way that's going. I will show you guys a video next time I have them out. I don't want to mess with them anymore. Because I don't know. They're definitely old enough to be having babies. And I don't know what's been going on in here. And I certainly don't want to be dumping one of those bad boys out and end up being babies in the cave. But one of the things I plan to do with the sorry guys, lost my train of thought, so I'm going to get this, but I am going to be getting the little baby rock kills out of the 300 when I get that tank set up for the clown loaches, and they'll go in there with the clown loaches. I've already got that gold sebrum, and there's an adult rock kill in there already. So it'll be, I think there's a total of 4 of those babies. Such a cool little sebrum. They're one of our favorites. Very good looking sebrums. They get these brilliant colors on their side. This is my leopard frogs I'm doing now, and they're starting to get green water now, which irks me. So I got to take this tank down quite a bit today too. But I've got tons of babies in here too. Last time I checked, I think I have about 15 to 20 of the leopard frogs now. Thank God we got ourselves a swap coming up in March. My website is up, but to be honest, I haven't really promoted it yet because I want to make sure we have everything on there before I start promoting it. So if you ever do want plecos, be sure to check out DanikenAquatics.com. I will always have some kind of cool pleco on there. And I will be a lot less money than what you're used to seeing for the kind of plecos I'm selling. Within reason, I should say. I hope that I get to see Maria Z at the Clash this time. And she's been kind of MIA with the Fish Fam. Kind of starting to get concerned about good old Maria Z. She's always been an important part of me and Danny's life. She's always been a strong supporter of our channel, so if anybody has seen or heard from her, you tell her Kitty E says she needs to give me a ring. What's up, Tropicus Canada, or Eugene, I should say. What's up, brother? Good to see you, mister. It's just what you make of it, Steve. You still can have some fun in P-Town. Just got to go to the right places is all. It's still a pretty fun town. Not like it used to be, though. You definitely can't go downtown Portland much anymore. I agree with you there. The homeless have pretty much took over the whole downtown. Yeah, it's not what it was 10 years ago, that's for sure. Yeah, I'd say more like 15 years ago. Ooh, that sounds good, Adele. I love me some sausages. That's Danny's favorite too. She loves a good sausage. That didn't sound right, did it? Well, she likes those sausages too, but only mine though. I ain't never scared, Steve. My little buddy, I take him everywhere, so I'm never scared. I'd be more scared for the person that messes with me because they're probably not going to have a very good day. All right, guys, we got 2 more tanks in here to drain. I'm probably going to leave that one till tomorrow because that's going to take some time, and I don't want to be on that kind of time tonight. We'll see. We'll see how I'm feeling once these ones are full. If I still got energy, then I might mess with it. Start on these little projects of getting these things caught. I wish I had a grow-out tank already set up. I would start catching these guys so it's less work on the day I'm trying to get them shipped off. Yeah, I felt bad for Danny. She wasn't paying attention on her Judeochromis transcriptus tank upstairs, and the heater failed on her, and it got the water up to, like, when she checked it yesterday when she was doing the water change, it was at 88. And she lost all of her fresh babies. There was probably 40 of them. So they're all gone. That's the problem with fish keeping, is little bitty things. A slight little thing can ruin your day, like a heater malfunction. But I don't want to get these tanks done, at least I'm getting them done. We're probably still gonna, after I get all these filled, I gotta let the water reheat. I'll probably have to do that while when I get done in this room in here that I've got filling right now, because that's 120 tall, a 110 tall, and a 135. So I don't think I'm gonna have a lot of hot water left when I'm done with those tanks. So I'll have to let it heat up before I start on these. Yeah, they got cooked, Rachel. And I don't know if you guys ever seen the Judeochromis transcriptus, but they are, I've got them on the website. Actually, that reminds me, I got to take them off the website at the moment because I don't have any available now. So as soon as I get off this stream, I'll have to remember to take those off. All reptiles, no fish, huh, Griff? Well, hell, man, that ain't no good. Yeah, I won't be surprised if I start seeing 397 babies soon in the L82s. I think the L82s, once I get them into that 75 and I get the cave spread out a little more, I think I'll do better with them. Because they have been trapping, I just haven't seen any eggs. So either somebody is eating the eggs or they're just not breeding because they don't like the size of the tank they're in at the moment. Once I get them into that 75, I'll start giving them that real meaty diet, and I hope to have some babies soon thereafter. Once Danny gets her office set up, we'll finally get our... One of the things she wants to do for the paludariums, there's going to be one that's filled with vampire crabs, and then there's going to be another that we're going to do White's tree frogs in. So we're kind of looking forward to that. And her office is going to truly be an office now. Instead of a bedroom / office, she'll have a straight up office now. Because the bed that's in her room is going to go in the current big boy room. Once we get that redialed in, that is going to be strictly a bedroom now. We might put a tank in there, I don't know yet, because we do have people that stay with us that aren't real fishy type people, so we want to make it so they can sleep. I know how it is, some people can't sleep if there's a tank in the room. My daughter refuses to sleep in any room that has a tank because she doesn't like snails. Why she's scared of snails, I do not know. Because, you know, they're such a threatening little itty-bitty animal. All right, 120's filled, and they almost got the 110 filled. So all we got left in there is the 135. The other tank that's left in there I'll be messing with tomorrow because that's got the Schubel greens in it. I'm going to get all those fry and put them in a tank to grow out. And then I'm taking that Schubel green female and I'm putting her and my Hawaiian blue Moscow male that I saved, and I'm going to play around with something and see what I end up with here, because I think that would be a pretty mix. That real dark blue with a little bit of that green, and then the Schubels have red in them too, so I don't know what I'm going to end up with, but I'm going to play with them and see what I end up with. Might take me a few years to dial the line in, but once it's dialed, I'm hoping I end up with something pretty cool. Danny wasn't happy when she found out I had a stash of guppies still. Because our goal was to get rid of all the live bears. I just couldn't do it. I still want to play with them a little bit. I think because she knows if I do that, that there's a chance that I'm going to end up with a bunch of tanks full of guppies again. Which isn't the end of the world, right? Have to be paying attention. I'm getting close to the top of that one now. Got about an inch left. Then we'll be on to the 135. Then I'll be on my way into here, but I'll probably turn that water off a little bit. Let it warm back up, then we'll start in here. The nice thing is that once it's full of hot water, I can usually get this complete room done with one tank of hot water. What's going on, Vibes? Good to see you, buddy. Just figured I'd stream for a bit today while I was doing my water changes. I haven't seen a lot of you lately, so I figured I'd stream for a bit so I could say hello to everyone. I don't imagine we'll probably go for another half hour to an hour, maybe 2 hours at most more. And that will be it. I don't know, does anybody stream on Saturday nights anymore? And in case y'all didn't see the video, somebody else that's back in the fish fam now is little Miss Priscilla. She has started a new channel as well. So be watching for her. And I'm sorry guys, she sent me an email and I'm not remembering the new name of the channel. If anybody that's a moderator on my channel and remembers the name of Priscilla's new channel, you're welcome to drop it for her. All right. Oh, man. All right, that was a close one. That there was a close one. Real close, actually. That's what I thought. It used to be, back in the day, it was Chattanooga Ed and Fish Room Fever did Saturday Night Live, but then for a while there, Stephen P. was doing something on Saturdays. So I wasn't sure. So I'll go for a while. If you guys don't see how their streams going, I'll stay going for a bit. I suppose they should pay attention to what matter of fact, I'm not even going to mess around. I'm going to go get my charger and make sure I've got this phone on a charge while we're going. guys, where am I going to plug this in is the question of the day. Alright, will that stretch this far? We might have to move this over just a bit. All right, like perfect. There we go. Getting this nasty hair algae in this thing. Starting to kill some of my plants. That pisses me off. Look at that stuff. I just throw it out the window. Birds like that stuff outside, man. Hoping I can at least get this 75 filled with the hot water I have left. I don't think it's going to happen, but we shall see. At least all their water's changed. And all these guys got 70%, which is good. So that will probably mean I won't have to mess with them again now till either probably around Wednesday. Do them on Wednesday, then I'll do them again next weekend. Next weekend, we're going to go to Guppus. They're having their annual plant sale. Speaking of which, Rachel, I don't know if you remembered that or not, but not this week, but next Sunday is the Guppus plant sale. So usually can get some pretty smoking deal on some plants at that sale. So we will most likely go just for that. Go spend some time with our buddies Roland and Kim, which is always fun. If y'all haven't seen, Fishtoberfest is going to be this year, but it's only going to be a one-day event. And they've moved it to the Rodeo Fairgrounds in Clackamas County in Canby. That is where it's going to be held. It's a one-day event this year. I can't remember if it's on Sunday or Saturday, though, this year. But I know it's just going to be a one-day event. Down the road, I do see me doing one local here eventually. Right now, I just don't have any bandwidth left in the tank. It takes a lot to set up one of those type of events. So once I got more time on my hands, I might end up doing one eventually. Maybe I'll make mine a road one. Coming to a city near you soon. But I am in the month of June going to be firing up the old truck, and it won't be as extravagant as my last time I went across the United States. I'm not going to hit as many stops, but I do plan to shoot a couple of fish rooms in June while I'm heading home, which will be fun. That will be fun. Scuba Steve, what is up, Steve-O? Good to see you, man. Haven't seen you in ever, Steve-O. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Who else? Anybody else come in that I missed? I think I got everybody. I'm kind of bebopping back and forth, guys, because I've got 2 rooms that I'm doing in the room adjacent to this, the old big boy room. I've got 4 tanks left in there that I've already done the draining on and they're filling. So I've already got 2 of them done and we'll be in this room. And then when we're done with this room, I've got 2 more tanks I have to do before the night's up to feel good about what I've done. I've got to do the super whites again and I've got to do the bristle nose grow out tank again. Then I will be done for the day and I'll go up and hopefully catch the rest of the Duke game. Does anybody been watching? I didn't get a chance to watch because I've been down here. Did Auburn win or did Florida win? Anybody know? All right, Boats. Hope you get to feeling better, Rachel. Never fun when you don't feel good. I better check the heat on this. That's already filled a couple of cakes. I don't want these guys to be cold. Yeah, once that tank's filled, I might as well go out, take you guys out in the other room and drain those other 2 tanks. Because I'm probably going to have to let this water heat up for a little bit before I can finish what I'm doing. Can't get over how much of the dang algae I got this time. And the key is I'm getting a lot of this. This stuff, so you all know, you ever see this in your shrimp tanks or your guppy tanks, get it gone. This stuff stings your fish. This kind right here. See how it's got these little tentacles on it? But anyway, that stuff is deadly to fry and to shrimp. Do not let this hang out in your tank. And I don't even know where it comes from. I'm sure it's because we get all these different plants going on. But this stuff is not good for shrimp or fry. Doesn't really mess with the adult fish much, but I do know it will. I forget what that stuff is called, but it is not good for shrimp or fry. And my wife and I have actually literally seen this stuff when it's doing its nastiness. And there will actually be dead shrimp and dead fry attached to them. I don't know if they got like little spears in it or what. Not good. Hopefully it hasn't gotten any of my... I don't know if it would affect the plecos like it would the guppy fry, though. The plecos got a little bit meatier skin to them, so they might be okay. I've never seen it in this tank before, so that is new. Not sure what causes it or where it comes from. Yep, there's another big chunk of it. It looks similar to hair algae, but like I said, it's got these little feelers on it. It's nasty. There's a good clump. You can see the little feelers on them. Hate that stuff. Yeah, you're going to want to get it out of there, running water, if you're breeding anything in there, because it will kill frying shrimp really quick. Oh yeah, I forgot I got this. The other thing Danny and I have been doing is trying to make sure all of our tanks that are running have lids. Trying to keep the evaporation and the moisture down. Especially when we're done with this project, we're going to have so many freaking tanks in here. In this lower level. I'm going to have to redo this sponge. This is another little hack I do, is I just stick the suction hose on it and it sucks all the shit out of the sponge for you. It also makes it so you don't get it all over your tank. Then I always try to go around the sponge because there always seems to be a buildup. Give these guys a good water change. And I'll probably give them a 50%er on Monday again. Then I'll start bagging fish Monday. Whole bunch of these going bye-bye. All of them to be exact. And this will be another Pleco tank when I'm done. Still debating if I want to have sand in them or not. I'm thinking I'm just going to get all the sand out of them and have them bare bottom. I like the bare bottom Pleco tanks a little better. Kind of wishing I would have done that on all of these now, which I might end up doing. Although the leopard frogs and the 397s and these RB line do have a few plants in them. So I got to be careful with what I do there because I want to be able to still have my plants. Yes, sir, Steve-O, I'm going to the Clash. Danny and I are both going. We will be there, mister. We'll be flying in on, I think it's Thursday I'm coming in. Yeah, it is. It's Thursday. We'll be there Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then we're going to head for the airport Sunday. I was thinking of staying Sunday too, but I know most people are gone Sunday anyway, so I'd just soon get home, because we'll have somebody watching the house probably, that way they can get home to their place. Now I did hear from Miss Shanna this week as well, guys. She's doing good. She's got a new job. So it'll be cool to start seeing her. Hopefully she starts coming around again, would be nice. Hello, June. You like a bare bottom tank, huh? Yeah, I like it as far as maintenance. It makes things a lot easier. Which I think when we go to moving these tanks, that's probably what I am going to end up doing, is just all the Pleco tanks are going to be bare bottom. Doesn't affect their ability to breed, so. With the exception of the L82s, I've been told that they like a little sand in their tank. So I'm probably going to make sure I got sand in that one. I don't know though, I'll probably change my mind 100 more times before it's over here. Nice. Well, it'll be good to see you again, Steve-O. I was thinking of getting a table, but I really don't want to have to stress and work that hard. I'm going to just take it as a fun thing and just have fun. I think some of the stuff I sell would do well down there actually, but I don't want to be stressing about fish making it the drive, and then I'm going across California to Oregon to California lines. And they sometimes can be pills at the old California border, especially when you've got livestock of any kind. Most of the time, if you're lucky, they'll just wave you through. I think what they're mostly looking for anyway is oranges and stuff like that. They don't like any fruit coming in. So once this tank is full over here, I'll probably move us out into the office room. So I would like to get those two tanks drained, get all the algae out of the super white tank. I leave a little bit of it in there because there's not really any plants in there, so between that and I like a little duckweed in those tanks, so at least there's something helping with the balance of the tank. Got to be careful in this tank right now because there's a ton of babies in here. And we're talking babies. Right now they're all in the shells. I'm probably going to have to just get a bucket. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. So the only bad thing about jellyfish is trying to get them all. I'm literally just going to have to get all these shells and take them and very carefully crush them to get all the babies out. And once I do that, I should be golden, and I should be able to grab everything out of here on Monday with no issue. No fruit, no soil, huh? Yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to it, Steve-O, to be able to just relax. Plus, it's Foxanne and Peplin's wedding that weekend, so. I definitely won't be taking any fish that trip. I mean, I'm going to have to bag them and fly them across the country, and I don't even want to mess with that. Yeah, I'm trying to debate if I'm going to stick around for the auction at Findig yet or not. I'm not. I could potentially be in the market again because it just depends on how much I get done those last 2 weeks of April before the Findig. Hey, Gina, what's going on, girlfriend? Good to see you. Wow, we've already been going 2 hours, guys. Where in the heck did that time go? Not quite 2 hours. 1 hour, 52 minutes we've been going. Like I said, if another stream pops up, somebody tell me though, because I don't want to be stomping on people. It's not like there's going to be too many people here anyway. All right, this tank's almost full again. Be able to turn that water off and get everybody warming back up. Three-quarters of the way there, so we'll be able to get back going here pretty quick. Now I should be in here, getting all these tanks. I'm gonna go rinse this off real quick though. Yep, definitely gonna have to let the tanks, the water charge. Now I'm down to where I had to actually turn off some of the cold water now because we are completely out of being able to do it with hot water. Should have enough to get those tanks done though. Then we'll let it charge up. I'll go take you guys out in the other room once this 55 is drained. We'll drain those 240s out there. Hopefully by the time that's all done, we'll have some hot water back. Meantime, I'll get these done. I don't know why I'm worried about the glass and all that on this one, because we're going to be redoing this tank completely once these are gone. But I still got to look at them for the next day or two, so it ain't hurting nothing to have it looking good. I've actually got to have it Windex the front of these the last couple of days. Oh, god dang it. I love it when I do that. Knock the hose off. Ugh. All right, we got our suction back. And I keep mentally telling myself, because y'all told me my crackiness came out, so I'm making sure that I take care of the cracking for you guys. Too hot down here not to have shorts on though. Okay, now we're getting my leopard frogs. All right. Looking good. Well, it's too bad George is in here because I heard a new dad joke that I was going to say to him. So I'll say it to you guys. Why do ducks have feathers? Take a wild guess. See if anybody gets it. What's going on, Mr. Ed? Good to see you, Ed. Got to do 10 takes tonight, so I figured I'd stream while I was doing it. Talk to everybody while I'm doing some water changes. Once this 135 in the next room is full and this tank behind me is drained, we're going to take you guys out into the studio area, and I'm going to drain the super white and the grow out tank because I want to get their water flipped today too. Then tomorrow I'm going to work on getting these other tanks drained. I'm going to get all the shrimp out of this tank, get them upstairs where they belong, get that drained and tore down. And then I've got to get the Schubel green guppies moved out of that tank and get that tank tore down and out of the front of the window. And then I got one more weekend after this to get ready for the window people, but I want to really try to get most everything we need to get done this weekend, because next weekend we're already going to lose Sunday to the plant sale. How you doing, Sonny? Good to see you. Man, this feels like this is like 5-6 years ago in this chat now. Seeing all the old school people back. Love it. Got Griff and Ed and Sonny G. All right, we're almost full on the convict tank. Once that's full, I can get the water turned off so we're recharging our hot water. We were considering getting a Insta-Hot thing, or whatever you call those things, but our friends tell us that they actually will not continuously heat water like we thought they would. So for what I was going to use it for, it does not sound like it would help me much. I'll take you guys and show you that. I love my little insane clown posse anyway. Now they're all happy and out and about because they got a fresh water change. And that beautiful gold Sebrum is out. Ain't he pretty? So Matt, when you see this, thank you, sir. He's doing very well here. Seems to get along with our rock kill we already had in the tank. They get along great. Isn't those rock kills gorgeous? But anyway, the insane clown posse will soon be finally having a tank big enough to hold those big ginormous bodies. I'm hoping I can get them even bigger now with the tank they're going into. But I just want them out where they can be seen and they can see us. Because they see me daily, but they don't see me as much as a lot of these other fish see me. Alright, so this tank's about done. I'm going to have to go back through and do another water change because I still don't got all the detritus out of that one. That's the convicts. Anybody want some convicts? I would probably send them to you. I might even eat the shipping if somebody wanted convicts. Anyway, and I will bet that about the time that tank's done draining, this tank will be about done draining, and I can go and start draining those other two. And hopefully, by the time that's all done, we'll have some hot water to fill them again. I probably don't need to go 70% on this, but I'm going to. So one thing about it, when I do water changes, I figure if I'm here, take the extra minute and get these tanks drained a little further. That extra 20%, man, can make a difference, you know? It's just a pain when you're trying to refill them to actually, you have to sit and wait for them to all to fill, and then you run out of water quicker too. That's the problem that I did in there. I drained all these big tanks all the way down 70%. So let's see, 70% of that is going to be about 80 gallons. 70% of that's about 70. So there's 150 gallons. 70% of a 135, we're probably close to 100, right? So 200 gallons of water makes sense why I'm almost out of hot water. Let's see what we're at right now. Still holding strong at 78. So luckily, I might be able to, you know what, I should probably take a little bit of that remaining hot water. As soon as this one's full, we'll turn it off, and I might go ahead and start filling that 75 since we have a little bit of hot water. That's what I'll probably do. Won't be for long, but at least we'll have some. Oh, shoot. There's a incident. Had the hose for this bad boy into that light. Wouldn't be a party till I tear something up. Luckily, we didn't break it, so we're in good shape there. It's not a party till I break something. We all know this. That's why I always make sure that I put that hose as far away from me as possible. Now I got to figure out what I did with my safe. And if you guys, first time watching me do water changes, Danny and I always use this for our dechlorinator. And what's awesome about this stuff, guys, let me show you because I'm getting ready to put some in these tanks. Now the one I'm doing right now is a 75. Barely even a little pinch is all you need. 40 gallon, tiny little pinch. You don't have to put much of this stuff in at all, man. And that bottle, but that bottle will actually last this size. Back when we were doing the 100 tanks, this bottle would last us 3 to 5 months. And that's a long time for all those tanks. Where with Prime and some of those other ones, we'd go through a bottle every, 4, 5, 6 days, it seemed like sometimes. Especially if we were doing all the water changes close to one another. All right, I don't think I'm going to start on those other ones yet until the water runs out, because I don't want to forget about the hot water. A lot of fry in this tank that it's filling, so I got to be really staying every couple minutes going back and check, because once you start having to turn the cool water down, that means you're almost out of hot water. So when you do run completely out, it's like, especially in Oregon right now, that water's going to come out 50 degrees, 55, maybe 60 degrees. Don't want that for a bunch of fresh young fry. But I also wanted to get some water in that tank because I don't like that many fish with not a lot of air, because the sponge filters are now low enough where there is no air coming out. I got one air stone in there, but I mean, there is probably, and this isn't an exaggeration, at least 300 to 400 fish in there at the moment. That's why I got to clear some of them out. I've got 3 or 4 batches in here now. I need to get these on the website too. Now, for any of you Californians that are going to Findig, if you have anything on my site you'd be interested in, you can shoot me a call or email me or whatever. I'd be more than glad, rather than pay for the shipping, if I'm going to be in Cali that first week of May anyway. I would certainly meet up with you at the Findig. Save you some money and some shipping. His beard's not red right now. I was on a stream with him the other night. It was gray. Ed actually he's got his all natural color coming. Yes, Ed. I've been letting it grow out. Danny wants me to have hair again. I'm not sure yet what style I'm going to go. If she lets me grow it long enough, maybe I'll go back to my 80s glam rock, 6'10" look, just for you, Ed. The spandex probably aren't going to look the same as they did in 1980s with me now, but, Yeah, we love bug bites here too. Excellent, June. You got my phone number too, June. I told you could call me, but I think we always do by email and text, because if I remember, you can't hear that well on a telephone. Yeah, guys, this hair of mine is getting crazy, though. I wanted to cut it off like a week or two ago. Danny's like, no, grow it out. So we'll see what it looks like here. We will see. I like to just part it, so I at least somewhat look organized still, but we'll see. Who else is going to Findig? So June, you're going to Findig. Who else is going? I'm pretty sure Steph said she'd be going up. So I'm at least going to see June and Steph. We'll see who else shows. I know I'm going to see Luke Wayne, because he's the president of the club. So I know I'm going to see Luke. I don't know if Alex is going to be in good enough shape to go this year or not yet, because he's had so much going on with his body. He's been fighting that infection, so I doubt Alex is going to make it this year to Findig. He might. Every time I think that kid's down and out, man, he'll miraculously do a 180, and then he's back to his same old antics. I love that kid like my own son, man. He's good. Alex is one of the amazing things that happened to me becoming a YouTuber, is that I did get to meet him. And now we've become very good friends. We've done a lot of things outside of YouTube together. Now we're going to do some more, and hopefully if he gets to feeling better, him and Laura can go out on the boat with us, because we do go up to Washington quite a bit, and some of those Washington lakes. I want to get a tiger muskie is my goal this year, so I'm going to probably be doing a lot of time on Mayfield Lake this year, trying to see if I can hook one of them tiger muskies. Danny and I did get both brand new reels and rods for our trolling. We went with Penn reels this time, these really nice Penn line counter reels, and then I went with a one-piece bait caster type rod this time with my Penn reel, because I want that little hook thing that I can grab. As you guys know, right after I had this shoulder surgery, I was fishing the Willamette with my buddies a couple years ago, and I guess I wasn't quite healed as much as I thought I was, and when the fish bit, I didn't have enough strength, and then I had like an electric shock, kind of like when you hit your funny bone, go down my whole arm, and it made my hand open up, and I lost everything, my whole entire $200 setup to the river. We dragged everything we had. We never could find it. I know some lucky bastard on the Willamette Valley, or in the Willamette River, at some point, if they haven't already, are like, yeah, an Akuma reel with an ugly stick, all right. But it happens. Just when you're holding it in your hand and it happens. So I got to tell you guys, it's disheartening. But let me go check this water temp. I'll be right back. Man. Okay, I'm the only one home, and I just heard a big crash upstairs, and I don't have my weapon on me. Oh, I figured it out. It is a Sasquatch. She must come barreling down the stairs to go outside. Shiva, was you making all that noise? She's getting so old on me. If you guys never met, that's Shiva. That's Danny's and I's boat mate. Ugh. And I have been being rather rude. I keep forgetting some people come to the channel, have never been here, but this room's getting torn down and being redone. I'll give you guys a quick tour while we're waiting this to fill. This is my plecos that are currently in here, but they're getting moved. I've got other plecos that are coming from other rooms I'll show you all, but we got our Super Red Colony here. This is our L236RB lines here that are actively breeding. That's our L397s. These are some of my blue diamond shrimp that are getting pulled out of here and going to a tank upstairs because this tank will be gone. It's going to be broke down. Well, not gone yet. I'm going to save it because I do have two that are identical with these black rims, so those would still make good shrimp tanks. And here I have my colony of L134 leopard frogs. These are Shelleys that are basically sold out. They're all leaving me Monday. Then in here, this is the remnants of the big boy room, which is good. This is going to be a bedroom again. We got a 135 here with these right now are convicts. They're all going to get transferred into most likely that tank or that tank. Then that is a 110, and these guys will be getting into the showroom, which I'll show you here in a minute. And that's the last of my Honduran red points. So anybody I sold Honduran red points that are actively breeding them, please reach out to this video and let me know, because I am going to want these back in my house again. Unfortunately, these aged out on me, and I should have probably held back some of my fry. So if I did sell you some of these Honduran red points, reach out to me, because I would like to buy some of the fry back from you. Anyway, or if you know anybody that has an active colony, I want Rusty Wessel's line, though. They have to have come from Rusty. All right, and then in here are some of the Frontosa that we bred, or are the babies that we've had. They're just Burundes. Then we got some cockatoo cats. You can see them right hanging out right there. That's the bunch of the Shubal green fry I have. And then there is one big ginormous Shubal green female in there. And then I'll show you guys this room here that's completely clear out is going to be the new pleco room. So the plan is there's going to be, just like on the other side, be a stand here. There'll be 40 gallon, 55. This one will be the same setup. 40 gallon, 40 gallon, 75, 75. And then here is going to be 40 gallon, 40 gallon, 55, 55. And then in the closet, we've got another 55, real nice stand set up. That's going to be a 55 in there as well. And we still do have, what I plan to use this for is putting a bunch of my fish foods and whatnot, razor blades, anything to maintain. Each room has this same setup in the closet. So I'm going to go 55 in here, but then up above here, I'm going to use these for space. Unless Danny ever wants to get into breeding betas, then we got all kinds of beta stuff. I could do some kind of system here, but I'm not, we're getting smaller, so I can't be talking like that crazy stuff. That's what gets us in trouble. Okay, guys, this mess right now, which it is a mess because we've got stuff scattered everywhere from the other fish rooms, because we got to get all these windows clear because the window people are coming. So anyway, in here, I'll start right here. We've got our 300 gallon. Now this tank's going to get rescaped too. Danny and I want to take, I'm probably going to put these guys, once I get to 180 up, I'm going to put them in there for now, everybody that's in here. And I'm going to get this all cleaned out. And we want to spend more time on the front glass on this. And then it'll give her and I time to figure out, because I think I want to get a smaller, like a piece of plywood and some cinder block, like one tall on it, just to get it up just a little bit more. But I still want to make it to where it's not past this. I'd like to come up about there where I still can maintenance. Here's the reason why we can't put it on the stand. You see that? If it was on the stand, I'm not going to have any clearance to do my maintenance. So that's why we're doing that. So this is one of the tanks we're doing tonight. That is the super white tank. And this will be in that pleco room once we're complete with it. And then that's the grow out tank. And this sucker, I mean, this was just done Tuesday, guys. Look at this. That's how much crap. And there's probably 100 plecos in there. Just done on Tuesday, and it's that bad already. All right. Then, of course, there's the craft room, which I've been in here. We got more upstairs, but that 240 is going to stay. We're going to redo this. Most likely, we're not sure yet. Danny's going to have a discus tank upstairs, so I might actually do something different with this. And I'm kind of leaning towards, if I take back over this tank, this is probably going to be my, I'll leave everything alone that's in here and get some of my Starry Nights Paratilapia bleakeri or Paratilapia marilombo, or even some Paratilapia, and just have this 240 dedicated to that fish. And the stir-bys can stay and everything that's in here. Like these guys aren't going to be bothered by the only time those guys are real jerky, and I've got a red tail shark back there, and those are what's left of our Ultims. These two guys are, God, 5 years old now probably, going on 6. So they're a little older than they most of the time will live, but we did at one point have 14 of these guys. They're so stunning. We got these from our good friend John. And he's breeding other types of Ultim Angels now. They're like a red spot, Orinoco Reds or something they're called. So once these two die, I'm going to buy some of those from John. If I decide to keep this angelfish, I might end up, like I said, I'm thinking this would make a good tank for my Paratilapia. But I also want to be kind to Danny, because this is going to be where she's going to do the caves, and we'll probably put a big screen down here on that wall, so she'll be able to, if she wants to YouTube, watch TV, whatever, and she can sit there and do her caves. And I can come down here in the evening and do them with her too. But anyway, this was her old craft room. That's what we're trying to get back. Now I have one remaining mud skipper. He is a ravenous beast, a little jerk. He ate all of his tank mates. And this guy's probably 4.5 to 5 years old, if not older. So once he's gone, we're probably gonna, this tank's gonna get torn down because we found a major leak in it. So I don't want to mess with it right now. It's not really hurting nothing at this point. It's just a slight drip. I just wipe it up each day, but this stuff I'm gonna try to save. I've got plenty of aquarium salt left. So what I think I can do is, I'm gonna try it as soon as summer hits. I'll give these guys good fresh water, put them in a pot with some good sand and soil mix, and let them get some natural light out here and see if I can get these guys. I don't think they can convert to our weather. And I'm going to take one and see if I can get one that will actually live out there. But this is that red mangrove. I just don't think it will live in our environment, but we'll see. Then down there is my green jade colony. And I do better videos than this, guys. I'm just giving you a rough breakdown of what we got. This is my colony of L181 peppermint plecos. They're getting to the age where they should start, because as you see, they're starting to get interested in the caves finally. And I have seen 2 of them in there at once. I don't know if they're... I'm not expecting anything out of them for a while yet. Now, me and Danny did just put these 2 larger caves in here for these guys. It's one thing we learned from breeder Dean, because he's bred these as well, and he says you want ginormous holes for these guys. So this time we've got a couple of them in there, and then we do have our largest caves. But these are my L82 opal spots. I'm trying to see if I can see it. There's a female there. You can kind of see the markings. And then down there is our L519s. And all of these guys are going to be in the pleco room. That's a cold water tank. All I've got left are a couple of golden white clouds, and there's one Pandagara in there. Then here is our cherry red shrimp that I was saying. These are going to be our gorgeous ones. But we're a ways away on those. I want to make them grow up. And this is the last colony of jellyfish we'll have. These are our simless. I did sell a bunch of them off, but unfortunately they started repopulating again. I don't know what we're going to do here yet, but they are really a cool little shelly too. You don't see these as much. Aren't they cute? That's another little colony of plecos. That's the blue sapphire shrimp. Then that is the remnants of my black rose tank. See if I can find one. They're hard to see. Danny and I, that's part of the thing that drove me nuts when we were, there's a black rose right there on that snail. Yeah, you get black shrimp, let's have them on black soil. That worked out great. But we're learning from our mistakes. Oh man, dude, I'm sitting there 75 in here, and I'm out here giving you guys tours. And we were done. Woohoo, look at that. And I need to check that temp again, don't I? Hopefully it was still up. Still 77, good. Shoot, guys, we might be able to get one of them 40s done too. That would be awesome. Then all we'd have is 3 tanks in here to fill, and that's it. But I think what I'll fill next is, he's got air. Yeah, all the plecos got air, so I think once this one's full, we'll start filling the shelly tank back up. Once we run out of hot water, then we'll go and drain. My Fahaka did eat the trumpet snails, and I think that's one of the 135s we're going to get. June is another Fahaka. Danny and I love Chaco. I mean, we're really missing them. And yes, the thing that's killing us right now is all of our planted tanks that have snails. Would keep everything in the house under control because he would eat 5 to 10, 15 snails a day. Yeah, we do miss them. But yeah, we'll definitely get another one of those. That is definitely in the wheelhouse. I don't want to do a Maboo because he would be cool in the 240 as well, but even a 240 eventually is not enough tank, so I think I'm just going to go with a Fahaka. And then if you get your those chili red things, those bright red ones breed in June, I'm definitely going to buy some of those from you if you ever have any. That's the Oscars we want. We want albino, just pure albinos, and then some of those chili red ones, those beautiful red ones. I think you have them, don't you? Oh man, that would have been great, guys. Overfill the tank while I'm sitting there talking to you. So far, knock on wood, we have not had a problem yet. Okay, go check this temp. Wow, guys, we're still able to get to 79. That is awesome. We filled a 120, a 110, a 135, and now a 75, and now we're starting on a 55, all that we're at about 70% drain, so that's pretty darn good. I thought we were going to have to turn it off when we got done with the 100 gallons. Oh, and they turned it into no more reds? That sucks. I hate when people do that to people, man. A lot of people like to use that Photoshop too, June. I don't understand that, but everybody does things their way. I prefer that you see what I'm selling. It's the real fish that I'm selling. I don't like people being disappointed. But everybody's different, right? Wanted to make sure to get the light back on and the lid back on because those bristlenose do like to walk. If you don't keep a lid on a bristlenose tank, you're guaranteed, if you got fry anyway, you're going to have some bristlenose on your stand and on your floor. I'll show you guys this cute little shot. Every time I do a water change, these little babies get all over the tips. Because I've softened up that algae for them. Look at all those little guys. Sucking that wood. That's what I think's funny about super red babies. Those ones you're looking at right there were probably born this week. So they really still kind of albino-ish looking, but they'll get their reds in and they'll start filling in like that one on the log there. Start getting some nice red to them. Then by the time that their parents' age, they're looking real good. Fun, fun, fun. Yeah, the little bronze red that we have, the poor girl, that's the one that we saved from that time I was going to get that 600 gallon, but the tank was crap, but the electricity got turned off in this place because the guy got evicted, and I mean, they literally had the cops take him out, then turn the power off. I mean, I know any fish keeper that's going through that would have told the cops, I got live fish in there. I would have called Humane Society somebody. I would not have allowed, knowing the power's off, for my fish to just sit in there and die. Makes no sense to me. I would have at least called, if he would have called Humane Society, anybody, they probably would have went over there and got the fish out. Now, luckily, this landlord knew of Aaron, the guy that owns All Things Aquarium out in Wilsonville out here. So he did call him pretty quickly, but there still was, I mean, when I got there, we were finding like foot-long catfish and foot-long, there was a lungfish in there. I ended up with 2 Oscars. And there are a bunch of common plecos, and there was one catfish. What was that catfish I got? It was a sort of Synodontis, but it was a big one. Anyway, the sad thing is, this Oscar has a big lump on the side of her. The only thing is, I don't know if it was from that or the reason I ended up pulling her out of there and putting her in the 300 in the first place is the Vieja and her would get into it almost daily, and that Vieja would just bull rush her and hit her on the side, and then her other rib cage was sitting on the other side on a solid rock, and you could hear a thud from the other side of the room. So I think he got some pretty good licks into her, so I don't know if she broke some ribs, but that was like 1.5 years, 2 years ago. But I'm watching her closely. She still is acting like an ostrich, coming up wanting to be fed, wants her head rubbed. But I can tell she's not herself. So I'm trying to keep an eye. I mean, if I feel she's in any kind of suffering, then I will probably euthanize her. I hate doing it, but the way I do it, at least it's peaceful. They go to sleep and it's over with. But I still don't like to do it. I don't care if it's a guppy or if it's a Oscar. Oscars are really tough to do it too, because most of my Oscars I've had a long time. So anytime you got a fish that you've grown to 12 to 14 inches, sometimes 16 inches, and they are dying on you, it breaks your heart. But it happens. Unfortunately, fish, unless they're a catfish or something like that, I mean, they're just not going to last as long as we do. Same thing with dogs. Dogs just don't last. All right, check this heat one more time. Huh. It actually was 82 still. I turned it up just a little bit because I figured it'd be going down more than it is, so that's good. I turned it down now, so I might be able to get at least the good start on the leopard frogs down too. That'd be nice. By the time I get done draining those other 2 tanks, it'll probably be about right. Yeah, I hate it, June. But you of all people know, in that tank I have Bricons, I have some Severums, I got a bullhead. So anytime fish see somebody that is weakened, yeah, I know, Steph, I'm trying to downsize. Reel yourself back in, she says. Hey, I said, if one of my mods is here still, there is I can't pin it, dang it. Oh, I know what I do. Priscilla, I made you a mod on my channel, so if you're still here, you're welcome to drop your channel's new name. It is so good to see you back, sister. It's been a long time. I was just talking about you earlier in the stream. So it's PJ Oasis. Anyway, guys, I think we'll, as soon as this tank is done filling, I'll probably end the stream. That way you guys can go about your Saturday. Plus, I got to get some stuff going here. Thanks, Griff. So that, we'll say in 20 minutes or so, we'll call her. I just wanted to get on here. I missed you guys. I like, you guys know I'm the one that always loves streaming, so. You're welcome, man. Like I said, we'll go for about another 20 minutes or so, guys, then we'll call it. Unless you, Ed, were you and Skipper, or one of you guys going to go tonight? We can go over to your channel too. Or Priscilla just started too. Is Priscilla going to stream tonight? No? All right. Well, I know, Ed, you guys are, you and Skip both, you know, you guys are getting up there in age now. I understand it creeps up on you. But you guys are like 3 hours ahead of me too, so. I pay people to do that for my truck, Ed. Run it through the car wash, call it good. What you talking about, man? I thought you're only like a year behind me, ain't you, Skip? Yeah, and you know what's sad about that tree pollen, Ed? I washed my truck yesterday, Got up this morning, we went to breakfast, and I noticed that crap was all over my truck again. I took it back up after breakfast, washed it again. I just went out right before I started streaming here, and it looks like I haven't even washed it already. And it's not even been 10 hours since I washed it. I hate this time of year, man. All right, if Aquafunk's gone live, why don't we go over there with the hashtag? What would be a good hashtag headed over to Funk? Well, let's go hashtag what up and give them the peace sign. You all know who that is. Anyway, guys, head on over to Aquafunk with one of my mods. Go ahead and drop the links up. June, how come you're not one of my mods? You've been with me way too long not to be a mod. Let's fix that before we go. You've always been... I thought you were a mod on my channel. You're a mod now too, June. Known you way too long. All right, guys, let's head on over to the Funk. Like I said, hashtag Colin sucks. Go hashtag what up with the peace sign over to Aquafunk. We'll see y'all soon. Be looking for updates. Peace. Thank you.